Welcome HGHS to this week's episode of ColonelCast News. This week's episode is sponsored by Children's Advocacy Center of Green River District. They're located at 537 South Green Street, or you can visit them at their website at www.cacgrd.org. If you know anyone who needs their services, you can reach them at 270-830-8400 or call the Child Protection Hotline at 1-877-597-2331. Thank you, Children's Advocacy Center, for supporting Colonel Media. We don't always have serious feature stories on CCN, but when we do, we cover issues that are important to our fellow young people. That said, we have been researching and talking about social media more recently due to some of the recent news out of Washington, D.C. and Florida concerning how our nation should deal with the effect of social media on teenagers.
Florida lawmakers are looking to ban social media for anyone under the age of 16, regardless of parental approval. This bill doesn't list specific apps, but it does mention that it targets any social media site that tracks user activity, allows children to upload material and interact with others, and uses addictive features designed to cause excessive or compulsive use. This is certainly alarming, seeing as the majority of social media users are teenagers. Some people argue that social media does keep them connected with their peers, but do these positives outweigh the negatives mentioned in Congress?
Florida Representative Tyler Soros sums up the law just like this. They're taking advantage of kids growing up. That's their business model. And why do they do it? To keep them hooked with the dopamine hits that the platform gives our children with everyday autoplay, with every like, with every push notification.
To explore how social media impacts your lives, we got some input from students on screen time.
What is your daily screen time?
Probably 2 hours.
2 hours a day?
I mean, if you're talking social media, if you're talking work, it's probably 2 or 3.
2 or 3. What do you think is your most used app is? If you had to guess.
Just the internet, searching things, looking at new sites.
5 hours, 25 minutes.
Okay, that's like, but what's your most used app?
TikTok.
For how long?
4 hours and 30 seconds. Oh, it just changed. It's Snapchat now.
For how many hours?
7 hours, 9 minutes.
7 hours? You ain't got no life, huh?
Because I am on my phone 3 hours per day.
10 hours and 36 minutes.
That's a long time.
I have
What's your most used app?
Probably Snapchat or TikTok.
Wow. Yeah. Thanks.
6 hours.
And what's your most used app?
Let me
Hey,
check.
click see all activity.
Yeah.
Safari for 25 hours? Are you serious, bro? Wow.
No, that is not
What's yours?
4 hours and 11 minutes.
What's your most used app?
Snapchat, co-branson 1.
11 hours and 52 minutes.
Like 4 hours, 28 minutes. 8 hours and 15 minutes.
And what is your most used app for screen time?
TikTok.
8 hours.
6 hours.
5 hours.
And what's your most used app and that amount of time?
TikTok, and it's 10 hours.
TikTok, and it's 15 hours.
Snapchat, and it's also 13 hours a week.
9 hours and 36 minutes. Mine's 4 hours and 11 minutes. Mine's 5 hours and 53 minutes.
And what's y'all's most used app?
Where do you see that at? Snapchat.
There you go.
TikTok. Snapchat. Messages?
5 hours and 34 minutes.
Dang, boy, what's your most used app?
Snapchat.
Okay.
6 hours a day.
6 hours a day? What about you? How many hours do you use a day?
3.5 hours.
3.5 hours, big difference. And what is your most used app for screen time?
Snapchat.
And how many hours?
6.
6 hours. And what's your most used app?
Snapchat.
And how many hours?
17 hours.
Thank you to everyone who is willing to share screen time. Don't worry, a vast majority of us would be embarrassed to share screen time info. Further on, we wondered how students in Henderson would react to Kentucky adopted such a law that Florida is proposing.
All right, could you live without social media if your friends didn't have it?
I feel like I could, definitely, because the friends whose phone numbers I don't have, social media is how I contact them. So if I didn't need social media for that, I could live without it. I personally think I could, but actually, wait, I don't really know. TikTok, no, I couldn't live without TikTok. Snapchat, I could live without that. Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, yeah, all that. But I kind of have to have TikTok. Keeps me entertained. Yes.
Okay, how would your life be different if you didn't have social media?
I'd be able to focus on myself.
Absolutely. I think I totally could live without it.
Absolutely.
Okay, and how would your life be different if you didn't have it?
I feel like my mindset would just like be completely different, and like I'd look around at the world more and not like be zoned in on my phone all the time.
All right, could you live without social media if your friends didn't have it?
Yes.
And then how would your life be different if you didn't have social media?
Wouldn't have as much screen time. Be able to put stuff into other things.
I would say no, because then I wouldn't know what's going on in the world. So.
All right, and then how would your life be different if you didn't have social media?
My life would be a little less informing, but I feel like also more peaceful and more secluded. So
yeah, most definitely. All right, and how would your life be different if you never had it?
Probably be a lot more productive.
I do believe I could live without social media if my friends didn't have it. I actually remember having a MySpace back in middle school, but I didn't even get a Twitter until college, so that shows a little bit of my age. Don't have a TikTok. Not a huge fan of Facebook or Instagram. I mean, I have those things, but I do use Twitter for like sports updates. So that would be one thing I would miss, but I'm sure I could get that through like ESPN or SportsCenter.
Right.
Whatever your feelings on life with or without social media, we can't deny its profound impact on our lives. Many experts and researchers are also concerned about the false sense of satisfaction that can come from too much time in front of the screen. Dopamine is the chemical in your brain that triggers feelings of pleasure and motivation. Here is a graphic that shows what researchers label as fake dopamine and real dopamine.
In conclusion, one thing is certain. We should probably all take an honest look at how much we are relying on social media and screens to control our emotions.
Now moving on, we have yet another Cryptid cast to share with you.
Looks like these journalism art students are downright super sleuths. Turns out this one's definitely lining up with what he teaches.
That's right, it does. Kate Mays, Callie Cartwright, and Anna Carrier have more on this.
Hi, my name is Anna Carrier.
And I'm Kate Mays.
We have some important information to discuss if you go to Henderson County High School or if you know Mr. Huston.
We have recently discovered that Mr. Huston is actually immortal.
Don't believe us? Watch the next few clips.
And we are on the scene, about to interview the suspected immortal. This is Anna signing in.
Callie signing in.
Kate signing in. We got this, guys.
Wish us luck.
And we're on our way to the library to find old yearbooks to see if Huston really doesn't age.
There really isn't a change in his face. Have any of you noticed? I haven't. Let's go.
This right here, this is going to give us all the answers that we need. Right here, it's a treasure trove. Time to get to work.
shown a few pictures of Huston in the yearbooks throughout the years. And it is wild. He looks like copy-paste. He looks like they did the same picture.
Was he a senior when
just
you were
pasted a
sophomore?
different shirt on him. He has not changed at all. So now we're going to have to go through and we're going to have to ask some people about it. Do you know Mr. Huston in the red unit?
I do.
You do?
I do.
You think he's immortal?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you. Now we're on the way to Mr. Huston's room. We're gonna see if we can get some footage of him being a little not mortal. He's in here right now. Let's go look.
Ah, Rome. I love catching up with my old friends. I miss you guys. Oh, speaking of old friends, Napoleon, it's a big week. I told you you'd be famous one day.
That's crazy.
That was crazy. He was talking to those textbooks as if what happened in them, he actually lived through. That Napoleon was his friend?
That he actually talked to him?
Crazy.
And that was the story of how we figured out Mr. Huston is immortal. Anna signing off.
Kate signing off.
Callie Cartwright signing out.
Oh, Kate, you're getting a call.
From where? Oh my gosh, this thing's ancient. Hello?
Who is it?
It's Henry VIII. What do you want? Huston, you want to talk to him?
Lastly, as most of you are aware, this month is Teen Dating Violence Awareness Month. To help bring more attention and understanding to this important issue, we have located and want to share this following video with you.
I'm only checking your phone because I want this relationship to last.
Go change your clothes. I can't have my partner look better than me when we go out.
You look like you gained weight. Maybe you should skip a meal.
Why would you hang out with your friends when you could be spending time with me?
We need to be on the phone tonight so I know when you're going to sleep.
I had my friends catfish you to make sure you weren't cheating on me.
I broke the condom so we'd be together forever.
You are the most pathetic person I know.
Your family doesn't love you?
I'm the only one who could ever love you.
Why weren't you where I told you to be after school? If you have sex with me, I won't
Out you to your parents.
I threw away your college acceptance letter. You don't need it anyways.
It's my job to provide and take care of you.
I can't trust you being with anyone else.
I know you're cheating on me. I can't prove it.
I slapped you because you shouldn't talk to me like that.
You should have more respect for me.
If I can't have you, no one can.
If you break up with me,
I'm gonna kill myself.
I'm gonna hurt you. You're worthless.
I experienced the emotional, mental abuse, financial abuse, isolation, manipulation, controlling, physical abuse, and sexual abuse. I'm Maya Pribble, and I'm a survivor of teen dating violence. I think the cycle of abuse, it starts with the honeymoon period and the gifts and taking me out to eat, and then it started with the emotional abuse and the little comments here and there, and then something big would happen and it would be a really big escalation of verbal abuse or sexual abuse. He would wrap me back in by telling me that he loved me and he's sorry and he didn't mean it, and I would try and call him out on the things that he did, like, you raped me, and he would say, no, I didn't, I would never do that, I love you. I always had the excuse of love means that you can do whatever you want to your partner, and I didn't realize that that was wrong. I knew something was wrong about it, but I didn't know how to fight it. I was getting ready to go to post-secondary school for my senior year of high school. I was watching those training videos on sexual violence. They had asked a lot of questions like, are you experiencing this or that? And I checked all of the boxes. And I knew that in that moment that I was definitely in an abusive relationship and everybody was right. I had this mentality that I had to prove everybody wrong, but in that moment, everything came crashing down. I just have this drive to be able to help other victims and survivors, to let them know that it's okay, I've been through this and you can get through this. So I think that's how I'm able to talk about it, just because I know that it'll help so many other people by sharing my story and just letting them know that there is hope. There is hope, and you can survive, you are a survivor, and you will overcome this.
Thank you for tuning into this week's episode of Colonel Cast.
We'll see you soon for another satisfying episode of what's going on in your world at County.
In the meantime, make sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter/X, and Facebook to see updates on sports and other things throughout the week.
And keep checking out coloneljournal.net for more in-depth reporting on our Colonel sports team and more.
This is Colonel Cast News, signing out.
Yeah.
Thank God. But, you know what? We're anchoring.
I need an anchor because I feel like I'm about to have a panic attack.
Don't do that. This episode is sponsored by Children's Advocacy Center of Green River District. That's their business model. And why do they do it? To keep them hooked. With the... What is that?
With the dopamine. Your lives. We got some input from students on screen time.
Screen time.
Screen time.
News. Whatever.
Okay, ready?
Whatever you're. Okay. Whatever your feelings. Just quit talking. How about that? Whatever your feelings on life without. It's not.
Your feelings on life.
Whatever your feelings on life, with or without social media, we can't deny its profound impact on our lives. Many experts and researchers are also concerned about the false sense of satisfaction that comes.
Satisfaction? It's satisfaction.
The bloopers are back this week. All right.
You're feeling on life.
Guys, it's so hot here. Many experts and researchers are also concerned about the false sense of satisfaction that comes from.
Oh my God.
I can't.
Satisfaction.
Satisfaction.
I can't get no satisfaction.
What are you singing? Something from the 60s?
Yeah, pretty much. Rolling Stones song. Classic.
I know Yellow Submarine.
Well, that's the Beatles.
Not over the mountain.
You're moving me to tears.
Many experts and researchers are also concerned about the false sense of satisfaction. Satisfaction.
Ella.
Guys, I'm trying, I promise.